Hello, people! Welcome to another fine episode of Who's That Anime with your host, Colin and Steve. I've forgotten our names.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
us. Those names.
Yeah, I'll tell you something later after this because I don't want to name names of people that we know on the show because that would be like naming people. Though I think we've done it already, so it doesn't really matter.
Did we?
Maybe.
Wait, are you starting this whole episode by teasing a conversation that you and I are going to have after this podcast is finished?
Yes.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Blowing people's
That's it.
minds, man.
Fuck you, listeners. You'll never know.
This just this just came back to me. It's like basically I was calling one of our friends the other person's name like for pretty much the entire day,
Nice, nice.
and I was like, why? Also, I got Dave Lister's name wrong today. The actor was
Names are hard.
Craig Charles. He's the actor,
Yeah,
isn't he? Yeah.
yeah.
So
He's Lister.
yeah. So I who- Charlie Davis, I think I called him.
I don't know who that is, but sure.
That's no one, as far as I know. I mean, it's obviously
Fair
someone.
enough.
There'll be a Charlie Davis somewhere in life.
Charles or Charlie Davis somewhere.
Yeah, because we were ended up talking about weird computer programs back in the day. Because I don't know, we kind of talked about um children's BBC back and they presenters of that. So you had like Philip Schofield, Annie Peters, and that
Oh yeah.
other guy who hosted Bad Influence, Andrew Crane.
Oh,
Is that his name?
yeah. That rings a bell.
That might be Andrew Crane. There you go. I remembered it, guys. I remembered it. It's only been 12 hours.
Well, the good news is Charlie Davis is an ex-cricketer.
Oh, there you go. See, maybe that's where it came from. Anyway,
That's a really different Red Dwarf with him in it.
well, yeah. So anyway, we're about talking about that, and we're on about Bad Influence. It was on the children's ITV channel, and he's like, oh, I don't remember that. And then we talked about the Total War one that was in like BUC2, where they did
What?
reenact. Yeah, Total War, like before it became like a big hitting game and a big franchise. It had like a TV show where
I did not know that.
where there was two groups of people reenacting historical battles.
No way.
Yeah, it used the Total War thing, and it had some weird like 3D overlay. So they're meant to be around a table and watching the battle unfold. If I remember right.
Oh wait, it wasn't called Total War though.
No, the program wasn't called Total War, but
It was
that's
called Time Commanders.
yeah,
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, and it was the Total War engine that they used though.
Right.
Or at least
Right.
I
Okay.
think it was. Essentially, it was kind of the same thing. Anyway, and then you had Craig Charles. Craig Charles? Yeah, Craig Charles.
Was he on? Was he on Time Commanders?
No, he did a
Okay.
VR game thing, like the old 90s shitty VR type show. I think it was in Channel 4.
Wait, like Nightmare, but in a hotel.
No, no, what was that one? Anyway, no, it was like it was proper VR stuff, and they were like meant to be running around like a 3D generated land, but it was all, really old 3D generated stuff, like where there was no textures or anything. It was all just color paletted squares and stuff.
Interesting. Apparently, Richard Hammond was a host, and Greg Wallace, Buttery Biscuit Base fame, Greg Wallace, hosted a special 3 episodes in like 2016.
Of Tank Commanders?
Yeah.
Oh, Tank Commanders. All right, okay. Richard
Yeah.
Hammond.
Sorry. Yeah. Richard Hammond, I think, was the host of season 2,
Oh,
and
maybe.
some guy called Eddie Mayer was the host of season 1, and who's actually from Dundee, weirdly.
Hey, didn't the host? That's because they wanted to get the raw talent of Dominic Diamond
With Dominic Diamond.
from
What guy?
Arbroath.
Oh, he went to Whitfield High School, which is now Braveview.
Wait, what? This
Yeah.
wow, Whitfield, eh?
Yep.
What are we? What age is he?
Uh, 56.
Ah, I wouldn't know one of the guys at work because he also came from that neck of the woods. Anyway,
Well, you
so
should ask anyway.
yeah, I can't remember the guy's name now. Ernie someone.
Eddie Mayer.
Eddie
Ernie.
Mayer.
Eddie. Yeah, Ernie something.
Ernie something. Ernie and Bert. Anyway, so there you go. That's the story why I got that guy's name wrong. Interesting stuff. I know. I know.
It's the kind of top quality content people tune in for.
I mean, they don't come here for the anime, that's for sure. Why?
You're not wrong. Um, so, uh, continuing on with our series on Steins Gate Zero,
Mm-hmm.
today we're going to be talking about episodes 12 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
Um, episode 12, entitled Mother Goose of Mutual Recursion, Recursive Mother Goose.
I mean, Mother Goose would just probably done okay in this one.
Yeah, I mean, well, we've kind of spoken about this briefly before we started recording. I did not like these episodes, so they're not great.
Not really, no. I can't really remember this one. It wasn't one to remember. All I remember is the end, which is all you need to know, if I remember right.
Yeah, I suppose the kind of setup to this one is that I believe so they're in the I'm trying to remember where we saw off in the last one. Oh yeah, everyone returned to America. Leskinen and Maho and the other professor Reyes, Judy Reyes.
Yes, Judy. Judy.
They have all headed back to the US, meaning now that we can try and concentrate on the other 12 characters we've got in this show. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so now that we've kind of gotten rid of those characters, or at least for the time being anyway, we have Kagari, who, as we'll remember, is Mayuri's future adopted daughter who came back in time with Suzuha.
Mm-hmm.
My recollection of the start of this one is that they're in the lab, and I think Mayuri is singing a song. I can't remember how it goes, but there's a song, and then Kagari goes, "Oh shit," and just collapses upon hearing the said song.
Oh, well, that's right. Yeah, that is right. That's certainly one a bit of the episode that's happened. And then they call Okabe over because they go, "Oh,
Yep.
she's collapsed," and stuff. And then she kind of like half remembers that the tune is from something in the distance.
So now well, yeah,
I think.
she knows it's part of her past or her well her future,
Future-
I suppose, is
Well,
the
past, future
the rub
past.
there. Yeah, her future past. Um, but the obviously she can't pinpoint where, but she knows that she's heard it before. And Mayuri, I think, can't. Mayuri remembers that she's like, aha, I know that song because Suzuha sang it when, like, after I think after everything kind of winded down a bit, and she was
Yeah.
like stranded with no real purpose and such other than stop World War III, which wasn't really going to happen because Okabe wasn't playing ball.
Yep.
She used to sing that every day, apparently, around the lab.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Um,
under
so
her
they
breath, I
go to
think.
talk to Suzuha about it.
Yeah. And Susan is like, eh, I learned it from Mayuri.
No, no, I thought, doesn't Suzuha say that she learned it from Yuki?
Oh yeah,
It
her
was a
mother,
song that her future mum, her current
bestie.
uh her current bestie, yeah, Yuki, apparently in the future used to sing that all the time. So then they have to go, well, let's go and see where that comes from. And we we see Yuki like make a phone call. It's like, oh, I know who I learned that from. I'll call them up.
Yeah, and
And
then
it's fucking it's Okabe's mum.
yeah, and he didn't know.
No,
And she's like,
it's
wait,
like
Renta-
who is this?
say Okabe, Okabe,
Oh,
Rentaro.
it's so good.
You used to say, what was that stupid name you used to go by? Shut
Hohen Kyoma.
yeah, shut up. Stop that.
Yeah,
And then it goes back that she's apparently learned it from him because he used to sing it
yep,
after the point when Yuri was visiting her grandparents. Gran.
yeah. I think this is an interesting. This is a bit tenuous for me. So it starts off by him investigating a song that two of the people know, which is Mayuri and Kagari. Both know this song, obviously. And
Yeah.
he's like, well, we better find out who knows this song. And then he goes, it's like, well, we got it from Suzuha. Oh, okay. Suzuha knows the song. Okay. I learned it from Yuki. Okay. Yuki, where did you learn the song from? Well, I heard it from this person who's your mum. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And she learned it from you. Right. So the song that I apparently used to sing all the time, I have completely blocked out to the point of not recognizing it in the slightest.
Yeah.
And on top of that, despite singing it at such a developmental point of Mayuri and my life, neither of us seem to remember that I sang this song.
Yeah. And it goes to a point where or is it Kagari remembers? At some point, it goes to the point where it was like the movie. It touches on like the movie scene.
Yeah, in the graveyard.
Yeah, so remember in the movie, like he's disappears, and Kurisu had to go and kind of bring him back, but she has to jump back in time and give her an anchor
Yeah,
point,
that's
and
right. Yep.
she meets at the train station, sitting on that bench.
Yes, that's right.
But no, not in this world line. It was Kagari,
Yes,
and
that's right. I
some
forgot about that bit.
weird weird twist. It's like, oh look, it's not Kurisu there. It's now Kagari meeting up at this point.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's like, what? That's
Yeah, we should say, I suppose, they do go to visit Mayuri's grandmother's grave to see if that jogs any memories.
oh yeah, yeah, because she takes Kagari along. Oh, we're off to go and see your grand Mayuri. Ah, I haven't been there in a while. Let's go. And then it was like, oh wait, this is
Yeah,
the
this is a
kid.
graveyard.
Yeah. Oh right, okay.
Yeah, she's gonna love you. Wait, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
It's a bit awkward.
Super awkward and not inconvenient at all. Mildly inconvenient.
It's really really an odd one, but yeah, like I think it's at this point where like there's I can't remember where it comes from, but she starts to hear. Like Kagari basically kind of goes into a trance hearing something,
Yeah, I think it was.
and I can't remember where it's coming from though. But
Oh, it's a shot.
basically,
It's on the radio. It's like she goes into trance hearing Mozart piece.
that Amadeus, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so
and
that's the same shit that Chris liked back in apparently. He was
yes,
really into it, and um, what's her name? What's her name?
Maho.
Maho it was into it. Kind of
Well,
listens.
I don't. She wasn't really into it. I don't think she was competitive and wanted to be like Kurisu.
Yeah, she was.
which is why there's the whole Amadeus and Salieri thing, Mozart Salieri thing
Yeah,
going on.
yeah.
Um,
But that was only put in place last episode. Oh, like Mozart, that's a thing, and now it seems to have taken place in this episode too. And it puts her in a
well,
trance.
no, one of the other girls knows it. One of Miuri's cosplay pals also has a good knowledge of Mozart, I'm sure. And I think Yuki does as well, actually.
Yeah, it might have been Yuki.
Because there's a couple of circumstances in previous episodes where they've talked about music, and like one of them was when they were at a computer, and one of them was I think when they were at the hospital
Oh,
with
maybe.
Miuri's cosplay pal. I think there was a conversation there about music for some reason. I don't remember why.
Yeah. So there's other things that's happening in this episode. One is, I believe the person that got admitted to the hospital and had the same dream as Okabe, uh, is complaining that she still has to go to hospital and Okabe doesn't.
Yeah, she needs to go for follow-up tests.
Yeah. Sleeper agent, here we come. Anyway,
Mm.
and
We
then
should also mention probably I think that Okabe is doing well at university now. Like he has like a, I'm sure I think at the very start of the episode there's like a thing about how his professor's like, I thought you were gonna flunk out, but
yeah,
keep it up.
yeah, and maybe you can go and study
Yeah,
abroad because somehow he's heard that you might be going to study abroad at some point.
yeah. I heard that from who? I don't know, but I heard it. It's the
uh,
talk of the town, Okabe.
yeah, spookiness. And then Yuki has to dart out and says, "Oh, I got to go to work or something," from all the friends when she was meeting them up there. And then they can contact Yuki or Daru, or Daru had to
That's
go out
right.
too. And then they kind of walked by a restaurant window and went and saw Yuki and Daru having a date.
Is that in this one?
Yeah, that was this one.
Yeah, that is this one.
And they blushed, and Mario said, "Oh, look!" And then Okabe was like, "Ah, well, we better leave them to it." But it's too late. Yuki's waving at them.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Let's make this really awkward.
And then Daru's like, "No!" I've been caught.
Oh, Daru.
Yeah. Yes, Daru. Anyway, so anyway, they get invited to that. And I think that's that point is where Okabe ends up asking about Yuki about the
The
song.
song. That's right.
Because they
Yeah,
wanted to
that's right.
contact her about that.
Yeah.
And she wasn't answering her phone.
Yep.
So
That's right. So we're at the point where Kagari's collapse. Well, is in a daze so much so that she almost gets hit by a truck,
yes,
and we get this sort of very reminiscent scene of someone being saved from a car by Okabe.
yeah. Also, I think at this point she has her flashback, and
Yes.
that's where the bit we were talking about it compares to the movie.
Yes, that's right. And
I
then
think.
when she comes to, after having been, dropped to the deck by
Mhm.
Okabe and saving her life, she is, you know, all of a sudden the memories come flooding back, and she remembers that Mayuri is her mum.
Yeah, to to a degree, I think. Yeah, she has some other. Yeah, she has that, and then she kind of sees the person that she keeps trying to think running towards as calling mummy, and it turns out to be Mayuri, and
Yes.
then she wakes up and goes, "Oh, mummy!" And then don't think it quite ends, but Okabe is horrified by the fact that she now remembers,
Yeah.
and I can't remember if it ends that way or there's something in the credits.
I don't know if it's this. There's definitely something in the credits of the next one. We should point out as well is that I think in the flashback as well is that uh, Okabe, it turns out, learned the song from Kagari at that chance meeting at the bus stop.
Yeah, train station.
The train stop. Yeah, yeah. Um, So yeah, it's like a weird self-fulfilling thing. I do think that's the end of this episode, because then I
Yeah,
remember the start of the next one and not feeling great about it. So
it's that's probably thanks to Dario. Anyway,
partially.
yeah, I think that's that. Anyway, that is the end of this one. That's where it ends. There's something else I'm sure happens in the credits in this one. But anyway, yeah. So that's the end of this episode, and yeah, it's certainly a plot device to move things forward. It's like, who's this random person that doesn't remember things? Oh, now she's got her memory back, and let's dive into this character.
So how do you rate it, Colin?
Hello, 7? Because
I'm gonna go with a 6. I really did not enjoy this episode.
I mean, it moves things on. It kind of starts to explain things.
It feels very rushed. Like I could have done a couple of episodes. Like we introduced Kagari as a character and then forgot about her for like 3 or 4 episodes, even though she was the target and the rationale behind like some of the things that were happening. She was barely in it because she
Yeah,
was squirreled away, and then now she's front and center. And then the very first episode that she's front and center again, we're like, she's got her memories back now. And it's like, yeah, great. Like, it
yeah.
just felt a little lazy to me.
I mean, maybe they could have had her in a couple other episodes a bit more. And I don't know. They kind of mentioned she had in previous episodes. There's been like a child mentality still, like because they go, "Oh, you like this artwork, don't you?" type thing and stuff like that. And that's
Yeah, that's
like,
got the Mozart stuff on it.
yeah, and that's kind of
It's fair. Like, I mean, they've done a little bit of like characterization. I think it's just that the fact that, like, yes, we've known for a period of time that she doesn't have her memory, but like as soon as we go around to addressing it, she gets it back. It might as well have not been a hurdle. It sounds more like something else. Like, it's just, hey, we need to introduce this character now because there's some stuff that we need to get moving. But we don't want to talk about that character really. We have some other things to do, and then we'll get back to them, and we'll just rush through it so quickly so that we can get on with the next bunch of stuff that we need to do.
what I
Yeah,
don't know. I think it might be getting quite heavy. Just going by the end of this episode.
like probably. I think like it for me. It's a bit of a pacing thing. Like it feels that the resolution behind getting someone's memories back should probably take more than one episode of barely trying.
Yeah, and I just can't come back. It's maybe I, I don't know. It's like it's yeah, it is pacing and it is pacing a bit quick with that. I'll admit. But I don't. No, I don't. I don't. I'm not rating this as high as the first season. First season, I definitely prefer it a lot more. It was a lot. I kind of like the way it was like, oh look, yeah, we're just pissing about here, la 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 la. Let's do this. Oh right, that's not good. Oh,
Fuck.
it's getting more, getting worse and worse. Oh wait, what do you mean you just killed like one of the main characters off?
Yeah. And
Oh,
what
but
do you mean you're going to kill them off every episode for the next 4 episodes,
yeah,
several times? Uh,
yeah.
I think that's it for me. Like, is that the idea that Miuri's death in the first season is repeatable and like to all intents unavoidable.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you could get that across really simply,
Mm-hmm.
like in an episode, and they don't. I think they deliberately stick with that for a degree that I think is really really good. It works really well in like it keeps that shock going from
Mm-hmm.
that episode for like several episodes after, which is really awesome. And then like I think we're at that point now where we're in the midway of this season, episodes 12 and 13. It should really be starting to pick up again, and it's picking up, but not in a way that I'm like, oh shit, this is it. Um, I don't know.
Yeah.
It to me, um, I was really disappointed when the AI stuff stopped because I thought that was like I was super interested in that when the season started off. The whole idea of the AI that is the person who he loves but couldn't be with and is there, but not there. It just like that is really fascinating, and quite a complex and difficult storyline to work with. And it feels sort of, I don't know, like the idea of just it's like, oh, they got to go back to the Americas now, bye, is
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. It's kind of weird how they just like, yeah, we're going back to America now. It's like, wait, what? That's only halfway through the
It's
season.
it's such a shit, and like I hope they come back. I really hope that angle comes back into it to some degree, but and I think it will,
Hmm.
as we'll kind of point out, I suppose, in the next episode. I think there's some things going on here that are kind of
Oh.
doubling back, but
Hmm.
it just feels like a little bit low of a low. And in a circumstance where you knew that there was going to be a lull from that part of the story, I don't think they make enough interesting things happen with the bit of the story they do have.
Yeah. Yeah. It's certainly, I don't know, it seems to be lacking. I feel the writing isn't as good. And it's not coming out as well. It's got a weird pacing.
Yeah,
Huh.
no, totally. Like it's very, very up and down.
Yeah.
It doesn't like have that slow ramp that the first season has,
Mm.
and then it just goes through the roof about halfway through, and then it sort of tails off a little, not like dramatically, but just sort of evens out a little bit, and then just goes straight up again at the last few episodes. And in
Yeah.
this one, we like it hit quite hard. The first three episodes, you're like, oh, this is really interesting, and then you're like, it's probably going to even out a bit, and then it goes no straight up into the air at like episodes 4, 5, and 6, and then it kind of just goes, bit of intrigue, and it just kind of kept going down. It's like To be clear
Yeah.
though, it's not bad. I don't think it's bad. I think part of the thing that the reason that this season suffers greatly from what Steins Gate didn't is that Hohen Kyoma is such a strong character, albeit annoying a lot of the time, but is such a force within those episodes.
Hmm.
And there's not really that driver here anymore.
Yeah.
You
Exactly. Yeah.
have the sensible version of this person, and that's fine. Like, I think that's okay, but it just, I think it takes a bit of adjustment. If it had been a season where I wasn't expecting that person to be different or having experienced them differently,
Hmm.
I probably wouldn't be having the same reaction that I'm having to it now.
Yeah. So it's, but you gotta watch it in this order, otherwise it doesn't really make a lot
Totally,
of
absolutely.
sense.
Like there's no other way. You can't not watch the first season and then this is very Haruhi. Like there's no way you're watching season 2 of Haruhi and going, oh cool, okay, I got it.
Well, I, well, you know, you watch the first season of that, you still don't get it by the end of it. It's like, oh, okay, wait,
I,
what?
I still think I have very seriously considered buying a multi-region Blu-ray player so that I can buy the movie of that.
Oh, the disappearance of
Yep.
Haruki, yeah.
That is genuinely, I think, to this day, the most surprising thing I've watched.
It was kind of weird. I remember, I think I did watch it back before I watched the seasons, but you can't not watch the seasons and then
No,
watch the
it's
movie.
meaningless. It is completely meaningless without the TV show. It's not a thing. It's not like you like Steins Gate the movie. You might even be able to pick up bits and pieces
Yeah.
of that without having seen the show.
Hmm.
Or like the Dragon Ball movies, or things like that. You could be like, I kind of get it. It's
I
fine.
think most people know about Dragon Ball enough that
Totally.
they can go, all right, well, he's fighting some dude and they're jibber jabbering about somehow they're going to defeat him and blow him
Yep.
up and stuff. And there's a new one that just came out.
Yeah, the Dragon Ball Super Heroes, I think is what it's called.
Oh, maybe I don't know. All I remember is
It was number one in the US apparently.
that's because no one goes to the cinema anymore.
Yeah. Well, I
uh,
don't know. Like
it's only
Minions and Top Gun made a lot of money, so
yeah, those people that go to see that. Was yeah, so yeah, they do that, and it was it there were some dude was calling people out. I can't remember who it was. It's like an evil saying or something. Oh, it was like Red Ribbon Army, and they finally made a clone of a Saiyan or something. I think I don't know. He's
the
got
new
like
the new Dragon Ball movie.
yeah, because I'm
Yeah,
just going by the trailer that I've seen, and it's like the Red Ribbon Army has appeared again. You know that one it came from actual original Dragon Ball and created the androids, and they've got like this new super being, and then
yeah.
Gohan is fighting it, and Pan's there too, but not
It
quite.
says Magenta, CEO of Red Pharmaceuticals, seeks to revive the Red Ribbon Army that his father, Commander Red, led and was ultimately destroyed by Goku and his friends. Magenta and his assistant staff officer Carmine seek to recruit Dr. Giro's surviving grandson, Dr. Hido, a superhero obsessed mad scientist who was released from jail after serving a grave robbing sentence. Hido accepts the offer, his initial reservations after Magenta convinces him that Capsule Corp and Z Fighters are an evil organization, while Goku and Vegeta are training under Whis on Beerus planet alongside Broly, who is being taught to control his power. Piccolo is annoyed over Gohan wasting his potential while training, blah, 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 blah. This is going into far more detail. I was hoping it would just give me like a top
Yeah.
line. But yes, you're right. It's about the Red Ribbon Army and it's about it's about red pharmaceuticals and stuff like that. So
Though Red Ribbon Army seems to be making a comeback. Even like the Dragon Ball Fighter Z game was about Red Ribbon Army and bringing back the android who wants to gain the power of Majin Buu and does,
yeah.
I believe. All
But yeah, like
certainly from the pictures
I,
online I've seen anyway.
I really hope that it would. I need to get into Dragon Ball Super. I haven't watched it yet, not properly.
I don't know. It's just I think Dragon Ball Z has some weird magic in it where it's just ridiculous, and then Super just I feel is just extending a thing that maybe should have ended at the end of
Yeah,
Z.
I mean that's fair. Did I ever send you the clip, the dubbing clip of Goku being like standing there with Mr. Satan, and Chi Chi's like, "Hey, I told you to come over here," and he's like, "Oh no," he's like, "Hey, you're gonna have to hit me, to make this look good." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, just hit me." He's like, "Okay." Satan punch, and he just like touches him in the face,
Uh huh.
and Goku goes like, "Whoa!" Just floats away,
Uh huh.
like behind the crowd, but then randomly reappears holding a tractor, and he goes, "Oh, I forgot my tractor," and then just flies away. And you've got
Yeah.
like Chi Chi and Piccolo stood there, and Piccolo's like, "Yeah, real mature." Like I was absolutely flabbergasted at that. It's so good. It's so like that's the dumbness I love in Dragon Ball Z, because when it's really dumb, it's actually really quite cleverly funny. It's not
Oh,
like bad dumb. I think it's more often bad when it's trying to be very, 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 very serious.
oh, like when Piccolo and Goku tried to had to learn to drive a car for some reason.
As Vegeta grows a mustache as well, like all that sort of stuff is great.
Yeah, and everyone slags him off. But wasn't that like Dragon Ball Kai where you just don't talk about it? No, not
That Dragon
Kai.
Ball Kai, I think all of that's cut. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z Kai, like that's the re-edit of Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah, not Kai.
which
what
which
was the one where it had them going around the galaxy to get new Dragon Balls?
GT.
GT, that's the one. You don't talk about that one.
Dragon Ball GT is a shit show.
Yeah, well, that's kind of went back to its roots of Dragon Ball.
I've watched I didn't watch a lot of Dragon Ball, um,
It was decent.
but the bits and It's all right. Like it's fine. Dragon Ball Z, you're right, is like total magic. Like there is just something amazing about it.
Don't know what they did.
But it's great. I love it. To this day, I love it.
It's fun to watch, just because it's like, especially in the Goku and Frieza fight. It's like, oh yes, I'll just like stand here charging that spirit bomb, and
Yeah.
then everyone goes, he did this for like 6 weeks. He charged the spirit bomb and he fucking misses.
I
And
was
like,
sitting with my brother watching that at the time
6 weeks.
and furious. Absolutely furious when he missed that. It's like, I can't believe you used all your goddamn energy and missed.
Yeah,
You bastard.
he missed, and then he gets beaten to a pulp, and then he turns Super Saiyan and dies because he can't get back to the ship in time, I believe.
Yeah. And then he ends up on the Dragon Road.
Yeah, because not Piccolo, but the Guardian of the Earth talks to the Demon King dude at the door. Is it the Demon King? Is he the Demon King?
I can't remember. It's good shit. There's some good episodes on that road. Uh,
Well, the
I do like some of them.
two ogres when he was like falls asleep because he's been running for like 5 weeks.
Yes.
Falls all. This keeps running. Oh no!
I
I'm
am going to
falling
need to do a Dragon Ball rewatch again. It's been a while. Like I bought the Blu-rays and I started watching. Like I think I watched up to Frieza arriving. I'll need to watch it.
You can watch with your kids.
My oldest is not quite old enough.
Not old enough
Because like
yet.
the Kai ones are all marked 12 because they're not edits of the Cartoon Network versions. They're like edits of the originals.
Oh yeah, it's like
So there's a lot more violence in the in the Kai Blu-rays than there were on the ones we watched on Cartoon Network.
was there was it was the English dubbing edits from what was it? Kids for You? No, it wasn't Kids for You.
Oh, it's the same ones that did the Yu-Gi-Oh dubbing.
Yeah, and they got the rights to One Piece.
Oh no.
Yeah, and they edited a lot of the One Piece stuff, like um they changed like there's a character there is smoking all the time. Just have a cigarette.
For kids TV.
For kids for TV, yeah. Smoking all the time, and they got it to edit it so he's apparently just has a lollipop in his mouth all the time. And there's other things I can't remember what the other things were. But, it's just kind of like ruined it for people who's watched obviously
I I remember, yeah, because they did Pokemon as well.
Oh, Jesus, did they?
Yep. They did Kirby Right Back at You as well.
Uh huh.
Sonic X.
Oh no, not Sonic X. That's on Netflix. It's terrible.
Dinosaur King.
Oh, I can't remember Dinosaur King. Oh, there was an arcade at Cineworld.
It was on Dinosaur King was on Netflix for a while. Watched it with my kids.
Oh god.
In fact, my oldest had one of the lead dinosaurs as a stuffed toy, and he gave it to his younger brother. So.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, there's a piece of Dinosaur King merchandise in this house.
There you go.
Yeah, I think like long story short, I would really like my eldest to watch some Dragon Ball Z because I think he would like it. I also think like I showed him the Rock Lee and Gaara fight from Naruto.
All right, yeah.
And he's like, "That's pretty good." And I'm like, "I think you would like this show. There's maybe not a lot of some stuff is maybe not great in this show for you."
Well, you mean like Gar just like maiming everyone like in the first like
Yeah.
20 episodes. Like
The
desert
bit where Gara
coffin.
like puts a bunch of people in the dirt like for life.
Oh,
Uh,
literally, this
and
crushes them.
and in the first episode where like Naruto's teacher gets like a giant ninja star in his back.
Oh yeah, protecting Naruto.
Yeah, like holy shit. So like I think he would really really like that, and I'd forgotten how much I'd liked Naruto as well. Like rewatching that fight scene was like holy shit. The animation was really cool in this, and the dubbing was fine. Although
Mhm.
like when I never really watched the dubbing because I was getting them from I was getting them from a secret source who would burn 2 or 3 episodes on a DVD a CD, and I'd get those every other week.
Ah, the secret source. Nice.
Yeah, I
I
think it
just
was it Bakafish was
yeah,
the dubber.
yeah. Fish was the torrent thing, and then they stopped doing it once Crunchyroll came a thing because they're like, oh, we don't need to do this anymore because we've always said that
Oh,
we'll
for real?
stop. Yeah, when the Crunchyroll started going um pretty good, they were like, oh, it's Crunchyroll's really reliable. They're dubbing it on time. You get to watch it pretty
That's
much
cool.
simultaneous, and we're stepping out of the game. I think they might continue for a while because it did Bleach for a while. Well,
Yeah, like I knew that. Well, that's the thing I suppose was like Naruto was not being shown in the West at all in 2003. Like it
mhm.
was, I think it was well into the hundreds of episodes by the time it was properly like subtitled and dubbed for US and UK. I think it became part of Adult Swim in the US as well as like One Piece and things
Yeah,
like that.
I think Fox Kids had it over here.
Oh, really?
I think Fox Kids started showing it. Yeah,
Wow, that's awesome. Like because I like the era of Fox Kids I grew up with was like Tenchimuyo. Oh well, no, Tenchimuyo was Cartoon Network, wasn't it?
yeah.
Or maybe
That was correct. I could have had
Yeah.
the robot.
Oh, Big O, Tenchimuyo, uh,
Oh, or was it
uh, Dragon Ball Z.
CNX? It might have been
Well,
CNX.
cartoon CNX didn't come about until after a while. Like they spun that off of Cartoon Network after a while.
Yeah,
Like it used to be a block of shows that you would watch.
yeah. Toonami
Yeah.
with the robot
Because it had like
in the
yeah,
spaceship.
it was super good.
Yeah, they were good. I didn't get to watch them. I didn't have the cable rights or the Sky rights.
Uh, my my parents, I think what happened was
Hmm.
is Sky Sports was starting to get really big and taking up all the football games off of terrestrial TV.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, "You did well in school. Uh, Maybe we'll think about getting Sky." And it's like, cool. And like, partially, I think because of that,
Uh,
but also I think because oh yeah, I can watch the football again. But I used to yeah, cartoon like we had Sky when it was just like terrestrial TV. You just had like a bunch of numbers you would just channel up and down. It wasn't like a menu system.
yeah,
It was like analog Sky.
yeah. I remember that. One of my friends had that. My I didn't get anything until I uh I signed the house up to Sky. I was like 16, 17 or something. I went to
Nice.
Dixon's in town, and went, "Oh yeah, Sky, let's do it. Let's get me a Sky package." And the engineer came out the door, and then he went, you know what? I can't install this. Your tree lines was going to get in the way here.
No.
And I went, what? That's bollocks, because like the next door neighbour's got it. But I didn't argue, and he went away, and he also went, I said, some kid just signed this up. What the fuck? I ain't installing
And what?
this.
And then you went over to your neighbor's house, and it's like, look, I just want to take this cable and split it. I hope that's okay.
No, not like that. But and then afterwards, I think folks kind of like, oh shit, that was close. I would have been dead because I wasn't even working at the time.
Oh shit. No, like I say, I think I got it. What I've been like? That'd be like 11 or 12, I think.
All right.
Yeah, because I had it. Yeah, because I had it like. Was it younger than that? I feel like it could have been younger. Anyway, because I grew up in secondary school, I had Sky, like that was
Yeah.
my thing.
All right.
We had Sky. It might have been actually. It might have been my like final primary school report or something like that.
Nice. I don't know. I never got anything like that. But then my don't think my primary seven teacher liked me.
Oh, my primary seven teacher didn't really like me, but he didn't like anyone, so it was a bell curve. It was just how much you were disliked.
Yeah, no, I was the bottom of the pile for that. I think.
Ah, well.
Uh,
Eh.
yeah. Do all the bad things at school. Do all the good things at home. No one knows. No one knows. Only the teachers
Yeah.
know, and they don't seem to report it back
No.
to the folks. So,
My
but
my kids do the opposite, so
do all the bad things here and then not at school.
yeah. They're great at school and they're pains in the bum here. So
That's it's either or. They
it's
can be really bad. I don't know. I wasn't really
yeah.
that bad at school.
I don't know. I've been up since 6:20. I'm tired.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't get much sleep last night. I came. I was home late. Got home literally at 11:30.
Jesus.
Because I left Glasgow at 10 to 9. 10 to 10.
Shit.
Ah, anyway, should we finish
We'll
this off?
move on. Yeah,
We,
lucky episode 13.
um.
Um
Well, yeah.
yeah.
No, I wouldn't say it's lucky.
Well, no. This one is called Mother Goose of Diffractive Recitita uh, Recitativo?
Mm-hmm.
Mother Goose of Diffractive Recitativo. Diffraction Mother Goose.
It's all
Amazing.
it's all geese and hens to me. Golden
Yep.
eggs. Any golden eggs?
So I'm going to gloss over a lot of this because the first 5 to 10 minutes of this episode made me so uncomfortable to watch.
Well, wait, why?
A grown woman fawning over another grown woman, calling her mummy, was really horrendously awkward. And then Daru staring at it, going like, "Oh, there's something about this." And you're like, "I need you to stop."
Yeah, Daru.
Uh,
All in about his Yuri
so
again.
yeah, as we said, like Kagari has remembered that Mayuri was Mummy Mayuri, and oh my god, and the fucking infantilization is just so uncomfortable. And she's like, "No, don't say that. Let me feed you this banana." And Daru's like, "Oh yeah, let's do this." And it's like, can you please, for 1 second, not be a pervert? Just,
Nope.
just please don't.
100%.
But apparently, that would
Cannot
be
do that.
asking too much. So.
Can't be doing that. So yeah, this it's basically Kaguru has essentially she's regressed back to like being a 6-year-old.
Yes, because I think there's a that we point. This is pointed out in the episode, but they go back to 1978,
Yeah.
which is to deal with the
Why?
IBN.
Yeah, the IBM and something about the Y2K problem.
Yes, and then they jump to 1998,
Yep.
which is where the whole thing kicked off with Kagari going missing,
Yeah. Yep.
and then of course Suzuha then jumped again to 2010.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
But yeah, this is just horrendous. I hate it.
yeah. So they go up the rooftop to talk about it. Suza's there, kind of looking at it, and is disgusted by it all. Well,
Yeah,
and she leaves, and
Yeah.
then Kagura goes, "Oh shit, I'm late for my work. I gotta go down and work." And we're like, "Oh well, you done like a 180 in your personality there, Kagura."
That's right.
and
I like the way Mayuri's like, yeah, you're so much happier now. It's like, and so much more relaxed and fun to be around. And like, take it quickly, flip it, flip it, flip it. It's like, but you were fine before. And you're like, oh my god.
yeah, I was anyway, what was the one about that? And then she goes down, meets Suzuha in the place, and Suzuha's like looks like dusting away in the shop, and Mr. Braun's not there, and
Yes.
Kagari is like, "Oh, sorry, I'm late," blah blah blah, type thing. And then she's like,
Mr. Braun's not even here.
"Yeah, she's not here." And then they have a big, weird, like, conversation where fully, she's not regressed to being the 6-year-old as much.
Well, no. It's sort of her and Suzuha basically get into an argument.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and Kagari is like, well, it seems like you're just jealous and acting out because she's like, you've been able to spend so much time with your mum and dad,
For six
and
months.
you seem to be really annoyed that all of a sudden I get to do the same by hanging out with my mum.
Yeah,
And she's like, oh, basically a big fuck you,
yeah.
uh, and just isn't having it.
And then
Um,
she blames her for leaving her in the park or something, and she's like, "That's not
that's
what
right.
happened."
I must admit, like, in despite despite this episode's leanings towards me being really uncomfortable a lot of the time,
Mm-hmm.
I did find that like an interesting divergence from the discomfort.
Yeah, yeah. So, and then Susan tells Daru, "Oh yeah, she seems to not be remembering everything right." And then
They have a conversation about that involved. I think is Okabe is part of that conversation, isn't he?
no, Daru just tells Okabe
That's right. That's right.
because it's
Yeah,
not
that
really a
happens after.
conversation. Yeah, because it's not really the conversation Susan's having.
Well,
Um,
Mr. Braun comes back though at the end of that conversation, doesn't he?
Mr. Brown comes back at the end of the conversation that Kagura and SZA has in the argument, or comes around the corner, um, and kind of like goes yo, and breaks up the big fight that's about to happen, and says
Yeah.
no, no, stop that. You ain't cleaning, you ain't getting paid, type thing.
Yeah. Do some goddamn work,
Pretty much,
please.
it was like
Uh,
went along the lines of something like uh you got time to stand about, you got time to clean.
yep. That sounds like something who's paying for people to do work would say.
Yeah.
Um, I think yeah, because obviously, like after Daru explains to Okabe about the inconsistency between what Kagari believes happened and what Suzuha knows happened, or what Suzuha believes happened. He goes to talk to Mr. Braun about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because he's looking for like because he's like saying it's like, well, she has her memories back, but she has her memories back until she was 10 years old,
Yeah.
and then there's still a gap between 1998 and today.
Yeah. It's like, and then he was like, "Oh, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like brainwashing." So all
It
right,
does. He does suggest brainwashing very quickly.
very quickly. And he's like, "I don't know the ins and outs of all that." And then he goes to see Monica.
I'm sorry. It's just the memories. Like, I'm not an expert. I don't really know the ins and outs about it. But here's exactly how brainwashing works.
Well, he suggested it along those lines.
I, I know it's just quite funny. Like going from it's like I don't know if I'm the person who should be talking about this, but I will. I will
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah. I don't. I think it's just the way the. I think I know maybe why I don't like it. It's just the characters are all completely weirdly different. Um,
Yeah.
that's just not the same. But then that's kind of like what it should be because it's on a different world line. Um, anyway, so Okabe then goes up to Mocha, who he is confused why she's still living with Ferris in the room.
Yes.
He's like, and she's like, what? I was like, why are you still here? Anyway, so she goes and searches for something on the old Google Maps and goes, look, there's this building here, which I think is precisely the location of this of the a brainwashing site or something like that.
Yeah, it's a potential location that they should go and check out because she believes that that's where Kagari was potentially held.
Yeah,
Um, and in the meantime, I think Mayuri is trying to convince Kagari to not be around for a little bit of time so that she can maybe organize a party.
yeah, that's it. So she basically, so she already arranged it. It's like, I'm going to throw a party and try and mend this wound between you two. That's what's how it's going to happen.
Yep.
And I think Daru or Okabe says that's a good idea type thing, and
Yeah.
then says, "All right, Kagari, how about you come to the lab at this time?" It's like, "Oh, well, you know what? I could ask Mr. Braun to finish early. Then that'll be no problems. I can come before 5. Oh no, don't do that. No, no, you're not allowed to.
that's
What?
that's too early.
That's too early. Oh well, this really feels like a Maori special party time thing. This is what you do all the time.
Yep.
It's like, what? No way, not me.
No, never. Not Mayuri.
No, no was. So she arranges it, and Okabe's like, oh, okay, I'll be there at this time, type thing,
Yep.
but I got business to do, so I'll be a bit late. Uh, and Kagari's there, Suza appears, Ferris and that have organised food and she's got things ready.
We should mention as well is that as part of that sort of mending things with Suzaha, Mayuri's like, I hope it's okay that Suzaha comes. He says, oh, of course,
Yeah.
yes. She's like, it's weird because it seems like I don't think she's like she doesn't not want that, but for some it's definitely a choice for her.
Yeah, well, they're having some weird tiff. They're having some thing
Yeah.
where,
So some weird tiff where she thinks she abandoned her for 12 years of her life.
I mean, I don't know, it's like that. I think it's certainly,
I don't know. It's pretty bad. Like,
yeah.
one thinks that the other one ran away, so she's a bit mad. The other one thinks that she was abandoned as a child. It's not great.
Yeah. Uh, uh, anyway, so she says, yeah, yeah, and my ears also like, I heard you had a bit of falling out. Oh, okay, I'll go and apologize. All right, that's cool. And then she's all
Yep.
happy, wandering the town on her own, even though she's maybe kind of like kept guard because they know
People are after her.
people are after her, but like
But
that's all gone
but
now.
also, she's supposed to be fucking working.
Ah, she was working though.
But then she got away. Just dossing about.
Oh, she went to buy some cakes.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird fun things like patrolling the town,
Yeah.
playing
But,
Mozart.
yeah, she hears music.
Yeah,
That
well,
familiar music.
but before that, I think it cuts to basically Okabe and my Mocha's heading out of town because they've got to go out of town quite some bit, and then there's a fucking initial D fucking S scene in it.
Yeah.
It's like, are you going too fast? Oh, but if we don't hurry, we won't get there before dark.
Yeah.
Run the
Fucking tearing it.
Handbrake,
anime driving madness.
handbraking turns doing the initial D shit.
Did you ever play Road Avenger on the Sega CD?
Hell yeah, man! That's the only game to play in the Sega CD.
Oh, there's loads to play in the Sega CD. We will
No,
talk about that later. But Road
no,
Avenger was the shit.
no,
Game was so cool.
Road Adventure, man. That's like 80s anime at its best.
Who was it? Like it was a famous artist who did that, right?
Probably. It's set in the same world that Universe's Double Dragon, no? Yeah, yeah. That's either known thing or a fan theory because it's the same car they say at the start of Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball, Double Dragon, where they shut the
Oh,
garage.
what? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I think it's the same
Uh,
people who made it.
Here's an interesting thing. It's also called Road Blaster in the US.
It is. That's why if you look for the
Uh,
arcade, it's a bit weird.
Animated under the guidance of Yoshinobu Inano.
Uh huh.
Inano also directed or key animated such films as Gundam, Char's Counterattack, Macross, Do You Remember Love, and Transformers the movie.
Transformers. Well, it kind of has a Transformers the movie kind of esque feel to it somewhere.
There's definitely some scale stuff. Like, I'm thinking about the motion of it in my head now, and I'm like, how have I never noticed this before?
Because you never
Uh,
associated the name.
that's so cool.
And
I
you know,
knew it was a relatively not if not like famous out and out solo animator, but it was a guy who'd like a good storied history in anime, and yeah, like working on stuff like Gundam and Macross. Yeah, it's no doubt, no doubt he was. In fact, I want to see what else he's done, but that's pretty cool. I didn't realize he'd worked on Transformers the movie as well.
yeah,
One of
yeah.
these days, we're gonna have to cover that.
I mean, yeah, we could cover it.
It's pretty anime.
It is pretty. It is. It's about the Death Optimus Prime and how they want more money out of kids in the new toy line.
He did Tekkaman as well, which I really like. That was on Fox Kids.
Heck, man.
It was called Technoman in the UK, in the US, I think, maybe. Also, he did a Battle Angel OAV.
The Battle Angel stuff.
He just did the OAV, by the looks of it. But
Yeah, there's only that. Battle Angel was
uh,
alright. As far as I know, it was only ever OAV.
Mobile Suit Gundam, Mobile Suit SD Gundam. He did a lot of Gundam.
Yeah.
That's super cool though, and yeah, Macross stuff, Tekkaman. Oh wait. Oh, not what I thought. But yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
that's that's interesting, and I think if nothing more, cements further one of these days that we're going to do an episode of Transformers the movie. That it's just going to be so long.
I don't see how you can talk so much about that movie.
I, I, I
No,
have
wait. I don't know how much I can talk about the movie. You, on the other
uh,
hand, could probably last a
I
day.
I will talk a lot about that movie. But I do I they just released the 4K versions of it like last year.
Did you buy that?
Or I not only did I buy that, I bought two copies of it. Bought two different copies of it.
What do you mean two different copies?
Well, they were one was a steelbook and one was a special edition, so I bought both.
Okay, how many copies of the movie do you have?
Those two, three on Blu-ray.
The fact that you got to like think about this is terrible.
It's I think it might be 10 or more different copies.
T- 10 copies of this movie.
Yes. I think I have one UMD,
Uh huh. So you
two
can play
different
on the go.
copies on VHS,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
3 different copies on DVD.
Right.
Oh wait. Yeah, 3 different copies on DVD.
Uh-huh.
3 different copies on Blu-ray, maybe. Is it 3 or 2? 2 different copies on Blu-ray. 2 4K, 2 Blu-ray, 3 DVD, 2 VHS, UMD, 10. 10 copies of the movie.
I think you might have a problem, Steve.
Well, it's just the movie. I just really like the movie.
I understand.
I also own it digitally, so
Oh, so you technically own 5 copies. 11 copies of it.
11 copies technically, yeah, I guess.
But really, you don't really own the digital copy.
No, no, no. I definitely own 10 copies. Those are mine.
Where do you buy the digital copy on?
I think it came as a code with the 30th anniversary Blu-ray, I think.
Right, so it's on that. I own the Blu-ray. Yeah.
Which one? The 30th anniversary one?
Possibly. I own one
Because
copy.
they did an upres of the retooled DVD version for Blu-ray,
All right. Okay.
which I also have, which is just a basic Blu-ray, and then there's like a one that has the Matrix of Leadership on the front of it, which is the 30th anniversary one. Because I got the 20th anniversary one,
Uh-huh.
and I got the one that came out. That was the reconstructed edition, and then I got the one that they brought out when the Michael Bay ones started coming out.
Okay.
And then they went quiet for a while.
I mean,
And then it was the Blu-ray version came out like around maybe a few years after that, and then the special edition, the remastered edition for Blu-ray came out on the 30th anniversary, so it'd be like 2016.
yeah, maybe. Was it?
And then I got the 35th.
Oh yeah, that was last year.
Yep, it's good shit.
Oh, 86 it came out.
You know how you said like it was a movie that was designed to sell toys?
Yeah, yeah.
I never once was like, oh, I need more of these toys. I was just like, I need to watch this movie again.
Not until recent.
Well, I as a kid, right? The 2 copies I have on VHS now are not the 2 copies I had when I was a kid. Oh, not the copy I had when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
It's a bit of a story, but I had a version of it, like an original VHS copy of Transformers the movie, and I played it so much that the VHS snapped. Like the tape just split.
Warren, yeah.
And my mum and dad, they got the tape, and they loosened it out a little bit, and taped it with some tape, and then retightened it.
Yeah.
And it worked, but it would stop as soon as it hit that tape.
Yeah.
So you had to play it and fast forward it over the the tape hump so that it would get to the next part of the movie. And I still watched that for years and years and years until it just literally became unplayable. Like I watched it so much. And then as like a younger kid, I was going on holiday, and like we're talking about Terrestrial Sky, like the old just up and down channel box thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they had introduced a menu that they had introduced like a magazine that you would get that would say what was on for like the next 2 weeks or month or whatever. This new cartoon channel, I think it was called Pop. I don't think it lasted long, but they were like, sure enough, Transformers the movie was going to be shown on that channel. And I was like, holy shit, I can't believe that's going to be on. I haven't seen that since I was a kid. And I said to my dad, I was like, I really want to watch this, but obviously we're going to be away. And he's like, okay, we'll set up the VCR to tape it, using the timer and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, we'll set it 15 minutes before. We've got a brand new tape in there, set it to record. Da, da, da. And came back to find out that we'd had a power cut.
Oh, man.
and it had scrambled the VCR, so it never recorded.
Yeah.
And that was like, I was like, oh well, I don't know where to get this. I guess I'll go to Our Price. You remember Our Price?
Yeah, I remember Price.
It was like them and HMV were like sort of the biggest media dispensaries at the time, other than Virgin, I guess.
I think our Price wasn't it bought out by Virgin.
I think it might have been in the end up actually, yeah.
Yeah.
But I said to them, I was like, look, I went in and I was like, can you tell me how I get a copy of this? Because of course this is before real internet purchasing and things like that. It's like, so how do I get this? And they're like, that film is not in print. And I was like, oh, that's a bummer. And it's like, but we can like take your name and let you know when it, if it ever does. And I was like, yeah, sure. And obviously, like, I never heard from them again. And I think, I was going to uni.
Uh-huh.
And my mum came back from being in the town picking up some shopping, and she hands me this VHS tape.
All right.
And it's the Transformers movie, and I'm like, where did this come from? She says, oh, it was in pound stretchers. I was like, what? Why was it in pound stretchers? And she's like, I don't know. I was like, how much did this cost you? And she's like, £2. I was like, oh my god. And then I started watching that again. And then when I came to uni, I found that VHS rip on DVD.
All right. Wow.
So there you go.
There you go, man. That's how Steve has basked
How
in
the
the
problem
glory
began.
yeah, basked in the glory of Transformers the movie. This is why you own so many copies of it in case one stops working.
Yeah, that and the special editions were pretty cool.
Yeah. It's just in case just one copy stops working. Okay.
Yeah, I have 9 backups.
9 backups. And a digital code.
And a digital one, which is a pretty good backup.
Yeah.
I just require an internet connection.
Yeah.
So we were very close to the end of this episode. As you were saying, we were Initial D, and then the Moika and Okabe get to this place.
Mm-hmm.
It's abandoned. They're searching around, and then we're kind of cutting back and forth between them and Kagari, who is sort of swanning about.
Yeah.
Akihabara.
She's dusting about the thing and goes, "Oh, nice! I'll go and get some cakes because I got some money now that I've been paid." And
Yep.
she's like, "Oh, we'll get that." And then she goes in and gets the thing. And I was like, "I got time. I'll buy this." And then I'll head off. Blah, da, da, da. And then this car just going around playing Mozart through the speakers just drives by her and she goes and zones out. And then you see another flashback in her mind where it's Mayuri's handing her over to the doctors because she's been treated for PSD
PSD.
from the fact that she's lost her original parents. And then
Yep.
has a weird evil smile, kind of like doctor. And then you see her looking at a file and it says Amadeus Project.
Yes.
And it's, ooh, it's Amadeus.
Yet.
She's Amadeus. And yeah, and then her eyes kind of go glaciate and she just says something about, I know.
For those of you who are not Scottish, that means they glazed over.
Yeah. Glaciate.
Yeah.
And then she kind of drops the cakes and then goes somewhere. She says something like, I know that sounds from somewhere, or something like that.
Something like that. And yeah, you're right. She drops the cakes and just kind of disappears. And then we cut to
the party.
I think this is the bit we cut back to the party and they're starting to worry because she hasn't arrived.
It's like
and they phone Okabe to say, so glad that we got you. She never arrived to the party, and we're
Oh,
really worried.
oh well,
Um,
well, going too far ahead there. They've been trying to phone Okabe, but he's in this abandoned building in the middle of nowhere,
oh yeah,
and they're he goes there and visits it, and he's like, "Oh, it looks like it's been abandoned for ages." And then Mocha somehow has some weird, like, "No, this is fresh glass. It looks like it's been abandoned for maybe about six months."
yeah.
That's what?
So that it was put there to trick you.
Yeah.
What?
What?
If it was
Fucking.
put there to trick me, does that not mean it's been abandoned longer and someone wants to make it look like it was abandoned last time? What are we talking about here?
Oh no, it looks like it was meant to be abandoned longer. Anyway, so they start sweeping it with UV light and shit. I think. Um. Anyway, and then it cuts to the party, and then this is kind of happening here. It's like, oh shit, where is she? And Susan's, right, I'm off to look for her. And she starts running, and then it starts to rain, and she's running around the streets of Akabihara,
Yep.
and then goes back to the abandoned building in the middle of nowhere, and Okabe's looks at his phone, and realizes he doesn't have any signal in his phone, and then he goes. Mocha goes and presses. Oh, I found this button, so I tried to press it, and then like chunk, and it's opened this door, and they go in and look into like these rooms behind the hidden door, and there's one room where Opie comes round the corner, stops and goes, and he has like his weird, like panic attack eyes,
Yep.
as he does, and there's a room just full of graffiti saying "Mummy, Mummy, I want my
Yep.
mummy," and a picture of Mayuri, crudely drawn by a little kid,
Yes.
and it's like, what? What's that?
And that's the end of the episode,
No, no, then
isn't it?
no, then they leave,
Do
and
they?
yeah, leave because he gets a phone signal, and he answers. Oh, gets the phone call, and that's when he gets told about all that crap. It's like, oh, that can't find her. She's gone missing, and he's oh, no. And then
I thought the cliffhanger to the episode was them finding that room.
no, it goes to the credits, and the credits roll, but it continues, and he's getting back to the car, and
I'm not buying that.
yeah, yeah,
How could I have fundamentally misremembered that so badly?
yeah, and then it does that, and then it has Susa running through the credit scene looking for her, and she comes across the junction that Kagari was standing when she dropped the bag, and then she runs down the street in the direction that Kagari went, and finds her phone. Because she's just got a new phone and present. She's got a new backing for her phone with the
Oh yeah.
Oompa and the Grun Oompa that she used to have.
Yeah.
And it ends on that.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't even actually think she sees the phone. I think it just pans into the ground where the phone lies. I think she still continues runs. Uh,
No, maybe you're right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then that kind of ends at that point. So there you go. It's getting deep, man. It's like Kagari is actually Amadeus from the future. They embedded
Well,
Amadeus into the head and into a human being, and now
yeah, she is the human embodiment
of
of
Amadeus.
Sue's consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Seems that way, and
But she doesn't remember it.
no, that's because she's getting treated for PSTD slash
Mm.
being brainwashed,
PTSD. Yeah, yeah.
and
Okay.
don't know exactly what they're doing, but she had her locked in a room a while, looking for a mummy and stuff. And I don't know why that was a thing. It seemed to happen for some reason. Yeah, it, it doesn't make sense why they've ever wanted to kidnap her, unless she's let on that she's
No.
from the future or something. But then, if some little kid says I'm from the future, who's
You
going to
gonna believe
believe?
him?
Would you believe them?
Yeah.
Uh,
No.
no,
Prove it.
I don't know how she could do. I mean, it just sounds like she's crazy, and so I don't fully understand how she was captured and why she was captured,
No.
unless someone knew that they were time traveling. And I don't know if how they could use it during time traveling, unless what she remembers is actually true, and Susa has been brainwashed,
That would be interesting.
and
That would be interesting.
she misremembers things, and then but one of them isn't all quite there, and another and oh, I don't know.
What do you rate it?
Uh, um, Probably a 7. It's not going anywhere in my head. It's getting like it's got some weird plot twist and like why is this happening? Gotta maybe think a bit more into it. Why wouldn't it happen? Type thing, you know?
I think it's better than the last one, so I'd probably go with the 7.
Yeah. Apart from the
This
start.
was a high 7 for you.
No, no, 7.
Not a low 7 like the previous one.
Uh,
Some might argue that a low 7 might be a 6.
nah, it's low 7. It's like on the lower scale of the 7. This is maybe just like a standard 7.
Okay. Okay.
I just it just doesn't hold my interest like the original season did.
I think like it really was holding my interest.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like we've concluded something without actually concluding it though.
Yeah, it's not. I think there's still lots to come out, and we're only halfway through, so there's another what
Yeah. Well,
10 episodes
there's
to
another
go.
like 10 episodes, yeah.
Yeah, and that'll be done, and then we'll maybe enjoy it more. Maybe it's because the first one is a bit more matter of fact, if you know what I mean. The three and loops
Well,
around places, but it kept up a pace of like, right, we're doing time travel, and I'm a complete prick, but really I care about everyone, type thing.
such a great plot line. We're
I,
doing time travel and I'm a prick, so deal with it.
yeah,
Um
and then
but I think you're right. Like I think it's the idea that the first season exists on its own and this season can't exist without the first one.
yeah,
Like so, they're telling a story on top of a story, but they're trying to tell multiple stories right now. It seems a little spread thin. I think.
yeah. I think it's also maybe the way the characters are acting. I mean,
Yeah, like it's not, they're not as interesting as they were.
yeah, Mr. Braun's a bit.
Daru's arguably worse.
Oh, he's 10 times worse than this. He was he was pretty bad in the first season, but at least it
It's
was like sharp burst and actually was more of a
the hack.
yeah a comic duel. Now he's just straight up just been fucking a perv. He did things in the first season in a way that yeah that was pervy, but it's like it would be a kind of like the old bottom series that was on the BBC with Rick Mayo and oh what's his name
Ed,
Adrian.
Adrian,
Yeah,
Ade Edmondson.
Aid Edmondson, that was it. Yeah, And that was just like complete utter like 100% innuendo
Perv.
jokes everywhere.
Oh yeah.
But the
It was
funny thing was
the show was called Bottom. What did you expect?
something else. Anyway, at the same time, but it was a quality show. It was funny. It was just ridiculous and over the top, violent humor because they literally beat the shit
Hmm.
out of each other all the time with hell of shit.
Yep.
Like not just like punching them, but like literally just Tom and Jerry that shit. The stuff is banned. I think you can't do that anymore on Kiss TV. Um, would probably be cancelled too. I
Well,
imagine.
I don't think Bottom was kids' TV.
Oh, it was never Kiss TV. It was hella funny. Like and that was kind of like the Daru aspect in the first season. He's he was just that bad, but he did it in such a way that people openly objected to him. Now he literally just kind of says things, and Okabe is like, just thinks, please don't.
No one's trying to stop him anymore.
And no one tries to stop him. It's like,
Yeah.
because in the first season, when Daru did anything, and he had Krista going, shut the fuck up, please,
Yeah, that's true.
don't do that. But now it's just
That's
like,
true.
oh, that's Daru, that's cool. It's like, no, that's questionable material, man.
Yes.
And that's why he's 10 times worse than this one. Mr. Braun, he just doesn't come across as he's not the same either.
Threatening.
Yeah, he's nice and kind, and the little kid, he doesn't seem to care that she hangs about with him anymore.
Well, but I like that you know they're terrified of her.
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot about it. That was in this episode. She appeared for the party,
Yes.
and
Oh, Nye. Oh no. And he's just like, oh, there's Smiley Bear.
yeah, it was like Master Nye. It's like, oh my god, she's like
That's quite
10.
funny. I do like that. The fact that she just bosses him around is really funny. I hate the fact that he loves that, but I think that it's very funny that she does it.
Oh, it's funny that she does it, but it's but
Yeah, it's not cool that he's okay with it.
he's 100% taking
Into
the
it.
yeah into it and taking it in the worst way, and
Yeah.
it's like, what? No, 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 dude.
Anyway, that's enough talking about Daru the pervert.
Yeah, that's why he's not
No,
comedy gold in
please.
this one.
No, he's not as comedy interesting in this one. But we have done it. We've talked about episodes 12 and 13. Um, and we'll be back next week to talk about episodes 14 and 15, which we'll save the exciting names for until the next episode.
Oh God.
We've done it.
Yeah,
Done
we did it.
it. Sorry?
We did it.
Yeah, we did it. We did it. And as always, you know, Who's That Anime is an anime podcast. And we can be we can be found at our home at anchor.fm. It's Who's That Anime on anchor.fm. If you want to leave a review, you can do so by finding us on any of the podcatching software you have. That's Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Audible, Amazon Music. It's all there. You know, review would be awesome. 5 stars is always greatly welcomed. Anything less with some critical critique, always welcome too. We don't make any money off of this as well, so you know, if you wanted to tell people that you liked this thing and it gets other people to come and listen, that'd be really cool too. We're always looking to open up the conversation a little bit. We have a Facebook page. That's at facebook.com/Who's That Anime. We post when the new episodes go up and just some anime memes on occasion in there. We have a Discord. You can find the link for that in the show notes. We have a YouTube channel. You can find that at youtube.com by searching for the channel Who's That Anime. Again, the link is in the show notes. Colin, what episodes are we up to? The latest for the video component of the show on YouTube?
It's still that Pokemon episode is still the latest one up there, but the second part of Sengate should be up at some point this week.
Sweet.
I am behind on that.
Finally getting caught up. We're nearly there. We're nearly there.
Yeah, that'll be the end of the first season, and you can actually listen to us talk about the first season in high regards.
Awesome.
Because
Colin and I also like to play video games every now and then.
Mhm.
Less so at the moment, but hopefully
Yeah.
more so in the future. We both do that at twitch.tv. Colin is twitch.tv/couchfuel, and myself is twitch.tv/hailpayman. You can find archives of both of those Twitch accounts on YouTube as well if you look for Hail Payman or Couchfuel. Again, the links to all of these things are in the show notes. And I think that is us.
yeah, that's us. That should be us done. I loved how you said that our home is at the start of that,
Yeah.
but then I can't remember. I can't even remember what you said now. It's been a long weekend. Right. On that note, it's been
We'll be back.
yeah, this has been That's Who's That Anime, and we'll be back next week with On Time. What's the 14 15? Yep.
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 Same anime place, same anime time.
Yeah, I think it's time to go. I'm almost falling asleep.
Fading
fast. Oh, I'm
Fading.
fading.
Bye, folks.
Bye.
The podcast equivalent of the going down the stairs trick is what people will see when they finally see this video.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
The best.
Alright, anyway.
Bye, folks.
Bye.